Hey, what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Welcome back to another live stream. Make sure you hit that like button if you don't mind. It's free and it sends the video out there just a little bit farther, quite possibly to where the mysterious Planet X is roaming, or so some people say. NASA, on one hand, says it doesn't exist. On the other hand, they are actively looking for this rogue planet. If you ask me, yes, there's definitely a Planet X. There's quite possibly a lot of Planet X's. Ernie having coffee with common sense. Dr. Shulman Sands, what's going on, guys? Free Truth from Oregon. Rick, yo mama. Also in this video, we're going to look at some information involving lights in the southern hemisphere. We're also going to be looking at a little playlist I put together of different things. We're also going to talk about the pole shift just a little bit. The North Pole is wandering very fast. Alex Will. What's up, Mr. Graham? Thank you for the emails. Always appreciate your emails. Keep them coming, sir. What's up, Wendy? Yes, we have the magnetic anomaly here over the South Atlantic, stretching all the way from southern Africa clear up to Ecuador. Is that a sign of Planet X, or is it a sign of the Earth's core doing some wild and wacky things, or maybe a combination of both? Maybe Planet X has got the inner core of the Earth all stirred up, which is creating an anomaly in the magnetic field. There's all kinds of things going on right now that point to the close approach of the possible Planet X that, again, NASA says does not exist, and they're actively looking for it. So make that make sense. That's true. They don't know what to think. And this thing, if it is true, listen, I was a planet hunter many years ago. I'm still a member of the planet hunters community. We looked for rogue planets every day. Trust me, they're out there. There's all kinds of them. But Planet X is a term used by astronomers to describe a hypothetical undiscovered planet beyond the orbit of Pluto. It's on a extreme hyperbolic orbit that they assume is, again, this thing doesn't exist according to them, but they assume it's on a 10 to possible 20,000 year orbit. Some people say it's an exact 12,600 year orbit, this rogue planet, much bigger than the Earth. In fact, here's a comparison, an artist comparison, Planet X to the Earth, and this is like they compare it to a hot Jupiter. We've seen signs here recently of things, and I had a man tell me years ago that if Planet X did exist, and again, this is all hypothetical because I haven't seen Planet X, okay? I just want you to know I haven't seen it. But do I think there's one out there? I think there's a lot of them out there, absolutely. But one in particular that may influence the Earth and may have influenced the Earth over thousands of years ago, and maybe it will do it again. Nobody really knows because nobody was here thousands of years ago to confirm or deny it. But they say you would see signs in the sky that, like for instance here, this moon that looks very, very red. And that's a photo from New Zealand. I had a gentleman tell me that we would see signs like this in the skies of the Earth. He also told me that there would be signs of very large, slow-moving fireballs. And those were his words exactly. He said you would see a lot of red skies, as if you're in the dusty debris field of Planet X. What's up, AZ Watchwoman? You are entirely welcome. My pleasure. Here's another video of a red, orangish moon, implying that the atmosphere is dealing with something red. Is it the dusty red tail of Planet X? I mean, again, NASA says this doesn't exist, but they're actively looking for it. They say this thing, again, hypothetically, is 5 to 10 times the mass of the Earth. Distance would be 20 times farther from the Earth than Neptune. It's got a massive orbit. And again, it would be, in my humble opinion, it would be associated with a binary star. Here's a look at some red around the sun. I want to show you guys something that happened on 2 days in a row. Both on the 19th. Hey, Alex Will, thank you, sir. X marks the spot. You are correct. We've been seeing a lot of that, haven't we? This is the 19th. This was a video that was shared with me on the 20th. They filmed this on the 19th. This was also filmed on the 19th by Adam out of Manchester, United Kingdom. He said he'd never seen the sun disperse light that way, like there was some sort of an anomaly in the atmosphere, not implying that the sun was sending off beams of light in both directions. No, absolutely not. But for whatever reasons, on this day, the atmosphere was processing the light in an unusual way, like there was a frequency up in the atmosphere creating this anomaly. And I'm sure there's a lot of other explanations for this, but he'd never seen that before. Here's another example, Dejana out of Smyrna, Tennessee, of a big, what looks like a slow-moving, orangish fireball in the sky. And again, I had a man tell me years ago that did a lot of studying about planetx, some call it Nibiru, that when it does get close, and close could be, by interpretation, maybe 50 years, 100 years out, 500 years out, just all depends. But he said that you would see big, slow-moving fireballs in the sky. There would be an increase in meteorite activity around the world. We're seeing that. We're seeing red skies. We're seeing earthquakes in diverse places. Here's an example. These are all images that I've been sent in here recently. Red skies, just all kinds of things. The South Atlantic anomaly above the South Atlantic Ocean, South America. We're keeping an eye on that. Here's a video by Jennifer out of Kentucky of a reddish orange. This was a sunset, I believe. She sent that video in about 10 days ago. And I just kind of saved it and added it to the collection of the unusual, like fiery orange and red skies that we've been seeing here recently. And we see these from time to time, but the really red ones are kind of rare. You don't see those on a day-to-day basis, but we're seeing things fall from the sky. And that was really the feature there in her video. She saw two things way off there in the distance that looked like spirals. See it right there? That's what she was trying to get the video of, right there. Let me go in a little bit closer. Right there, see the spiral? Falling to the ground. Almost looked like a big, slow-moving fireball. This gentleman also told me that you would see signs everywhere, and this is obviously one of them. Earthquakes in diverse places, signs like this, just unusual things in the sky. He said, pay attention. We've been seeing an increase in meteor activity. Here's some examples of clusters, people seeing meteors here recently. Just in the last 3 weeks, there have been a bunch. We've been getting reports of, and I'm still keeping track of these things, reports of loud booms around the world that just simply have no explanation. I'm keeping track of the ones that are shared with me, and I do have an update to share with you guys from right down here in southern Mexico, New Mexico. Check this out. Here's an update that was shared with me by Ann from Ruidoso, New Mexico. Here we go. 8:55 a.m. this morning on April 2nd, Thursday. A loud house-shaking boom sound occurred suddenly from the ground. I felt it in my body. I'm sure the 4 cats did too. So they've lived there for almost, or lived in Hawaii for almost 30 years on the Big Island. They know what ground shaking feels like. They said this was something different. I got an update from that location. I shared that with you guys the other day. Here's the update. Dorothy goes on to say, update, one of our neighbors who lives on the other side of the Ruidoso River heard and felt it as well. It scared him, and he wasn't certain of what to do because he didn't know what caused it. See what I mean, guys? This type of stuff isn't being created. It can be, but it's not being created by meteorites. His dog was scared and whining, not knowing what to do as well. So again, that's an update from New Mexico. Loud booms. We're now up to 33 here in the United States, and I'm sure there's more. These are just the ones that were shared with me here recently, and I'm sure there's many, many more. And again, these are not originating from meteorites. However, there's been no shortage of meteorites, and here's an example of something falling from the sky from down in Indonesia. Holy cow, listen to that. Indonesia, people looked up and saw that falling through the sky. Are you serious right now? This video was shared with me by Marty from just a few days ago. So there you have it. I've got another video from the same part of the world. This almost looks like some sort of space debris. But again, the sky was putting on quite a show. People stopped what they were doing to look up into the nighttime sky. As debris of all different shapes and sizes was falling through the sky. This was about a week ago. Unbelievable. So I don't think that was any type of residual from the rocket launch that went to the moon. Not quite sure where that originated from. I don't think anybody particularly knows at this point, especially this one right here. That was a big, slow-moving, bright fireball. So again, we're seeing signs. There's signs all the time of these types of things going on in the skies around the world, and they're well documented. People are constantly taking photos and observations of mysterious things in the day and nighttime sky. Does that mean Planet X is right around the corner? Not necessarily. Does it mean that there is a Planet X? Listen, guys, I think there is. I think there is. NASA, like I said, on one hand says that there could be, that then on another hand they say there isn't. And on the could be hand, they're actively looking for this thing out of Central America and on the big island of Hawaii. They are looking for it. Well, they had a dedicated team specifically looking for Planet X, a project that they had that ended in July of 2024. So, but trust me, there's people down in Chile that are looking for Planet X in the southern sky right now as I do this video. They call it a conspiracy theory. Like I said, on one hand, they're looking for it on another. But if you ask me, yes, it is real. If we know it's in the neighborhood, we're going to see signs, kind of like we're seeing now. Does this mean that it's in the neighborhood? Not necessarily, because again, nobody really knows. But like I was told, the big slow-moving fireballs, the red skies, the atmospheric anomalies with regard to the magnetic field would be a big one. And not only the magnetic field, but the ozone layer. That is one of the primary reasons I measure the UV. And coming up here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be measuring it daily during the summer months here in the Northern Hemisphere. You watch the UV, because if there's ever a breach, here's a South Atlantic anomaly right there. If you ever come across a big breach in the UV, that means that your atmospheric shields are heavily compromised. And it could be from a rogue planet. It could be from a lot of things. So we're keeping an eye on that, guys. And trust me, if it's in the area, you will be the first to know. I wanted to share with you guys a video that was sent in. A young lady out of Wisconsin, Donnie out of Racine, Wisconsin, picked up this right here. Young man out of Wisconsin, strange skies. They said that this thing was about the size of a truck. So they quickly ruled out a balloon. That's why they stopped and recorded this thing. They don't know what it was. Right there's a close-up view of it, and that is wide open to interpretation. Again, about the size of a Ford pickup truck. There you go. Flying through the skies of southeastern Wisconsin. That was back in March. March was a very, very busy month for strange activity in the skies, especially over here above North America. I've got other videos I'm working on that I'll share with you guys here in the coming days. They are really cool. I'm still working on the ones, believe it or not, from down here in Australia. Really cool stuff hanging out in the ocean where they shouldn't be, between Antarctica and Australia. Today's feature photo right here was sent in by Will out of the Netherlands. If you look at that real close, you can see 1, 2, 3 shades of purple dipping way back there in the back. Cool rainbow low to the ground above the Netherlands. If you guys have any photos or videos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports@mrmbb333.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a super day, and as always, be safe out there.